Hi, Riley. It's good to see you again.
Hi. Yeah, it's so good to see you too.
Oh, thanks. All right, so since today is our last session, I just wanted to take some time to reflect on how everything, that you've been working through, um, and just make sure that you're feeling ready to move forward.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I'm so glad that I made the step to come to therapy. I think it's exactly what I needed, and I I'm starting to. I think I'll get there, but I'm starting to feel like a totally new person, and like I'm slowly but surely getting back to my old self.
Good. Okay, that's great. That's what we like to see, right? So I know endings can feel a lot different.
Yeah.
Um, Definitely different feelings can come up. So we can also check in on how you're feeling about that as well. Um, but I just wanted, to make note that when we first started, you were feeling really overwhelmed, right?
hmm
Balancing teaching, school, and then everything else that was on your plate. And your anxiety was showing up in ways um, you had mentioned sleep patterns and in physically things that were happening to you. Uh, And I have noticed, that you've become more aware of your stress and how it impacts you. So, I want to commend you on that. And also how you have been being more intentional about like slowing down and checking in on yourself.
hmm
Um, so I do want to commend you on that. Uh, Also the way you've been open to using, the suggestion that I gave you for journaling as a way to process your thoughts instead of holding everything in and just letting it overwhelm you. So with that being said, I just kind of want to go over what changes have you noticed in yourself and what would you say that you're most proud of?
Um, so I'm definitely seeing like a lot of positive changes. I definitely do think that, there's still room for growth, but I'm uh ready to work through those, with all of the tools that you've provided me.
Yeah.
And um I am definitely noticing less headaches, so a lot less like tension, stress headaches. I think I mentioned previously that my sleep was getting better in that like I was journaling at night and I was able to fall asleep a little bit faster.
Yep.
Um and um I think now it's really improved. I still wake up a couple times throughout the night. Um but I it's almost like I journal, I shut off the lights and when my head hits the pillow, I'm out. And I think, it's just my exhaustion from the day from teaching, uh,
Yep.
really just catches up to me. But now I have the tools to kind of cope with that instead of laying in bed and just like stirring in my thoughts. Um, so I think that that's probably what I'm most proud of, is that I'm able to release my thoughts in a healthy way and not in a way that in a way that's been helping me. It's been helping me sleep. I don't have as many headaches. Um, and hopefully continuing to do this, I'll be able to stay asleep and um yeah, and I definitely feel a lot less overwhelmed than I did before. Um I feel like this has really been helping me with like time management and um, organizing my thoughts and my tasks and everything um in a way that's been useful for me.
Good. Okay, yeah. So I mean that's all great stuff. And that, that's what we like to see, right? Um, Healthier coping skills. And I want to reinforce those coping skills with you. And when your mind does start to feel busy or overwhelming, uh, journaling is that tool that you can come back to. It helps you
Mhm.
get those thoughts out instead of carrying them all with you. and putting them on your back and just starting to just continue to go down a rabbit hole and just, too much is going on. So I just want to reinforce, that coping skill is, it seems to be working for you. So I would encourage you to continue doing that. With that being said, do you feel like journaling is something that you can realistically keep up with?
Yeah, definitely. I have really come to enjoy it. Like I look forward to my however long I journal for at night. It's never really the same. But
Yeah,
um, I like that that's m my own time and like time that I can take to myself to take care of myself.
perfect. Okay. All right. So as far as planning, for ongoing stress and anxiety, because let's be realistic, your schedule isn't going to slow down anytime soon.
Right.
So stress is still going to come up. Um, and that's okay, right? Stress can be a good thing and a bad thing, but when that bad stress does come up, um, we want to notice those signs of anxiety that are starting to build up. Um, so what are some of those signs that that you can moving forward be on the lookout for when they do start building up?
Um, I definitely think the headaches, um, uh, maybe like my heart starting to race or like my even my mind racing, um, are probably the three biggest things is like my heart rate increases, my thoughts just keep spiraling, and then I get those headaches.
Okay. So three big things to look out for.
Yeah.
Um, and then in those moments, reflect back for me, what can you do in those moments that you've learned here so that it doesn't get out of control? What are some coping skills that you can bring with you moving forward?
I think, I mean, we've mentioned the journaling, but not always am I going to be able to just like whip out a journal and start writing.
Yeah, right.
Um, but I think just kind of like centering myself, I'm able to take 2 minutes to go to the bathroom when I'm at my job or, whatever. And so I think just doing something like that, kind of like separating myself for the 2 minutes to go into the bathroom, just take a couple minutes to myself, maybe take a couple deep breaths, uh, you know, try and slow my heart rate down and, uh, get back to a baseline so that way I'm
Yeah,
ready to continue.
perfect. And then also just outside of those things that you're talking about doing, um, I also want to reinforce, your supports. Throughout our sessions, you've talked about your friends, you talked
Hmm.
about mom and dad, and I know that they live in a different state and they come to visit sometimes, but
Yep.
keeping up with those supports, um, and self-care, making sure that you're making time for self-care, whether that's, the 2 minutes that you go into the bathroom while at school or, after work, half an hour to yourself, to
Hmm.
practice that self-care, as well as maybe returning to therapy if needed.
Yep.
So just keeping those supports in mind as well.
Hmm.
Sound good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, so how are you feeling about today being our last session? I know in the beginning you kind of said that you're feeling good. Any, feelings, maybe pride, nervousness, or just kind of
Um,
neutral about the situation?
I think I'm feeling like a little bit of, both pride and nervousness. Uh, I think therapy is kind of like holding me accountable, coming in every week and checking in and making sure that I'm doing the journaling or seeing, what happened if I wasn't journaling, anything like that. But I think it's a step I need to take to make sure that I can have that accountability on my own.
Yeah.
So I think I'm ready and I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready to, see what I can do for myself and, you know, not have somebody else holding me accountable, but holding myself accountable.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that. Um, all right, well, like I said before, you're balancing a lot and you've shown that you're capable of recognizing when things feel overwhelming, feel off, um,
Mhm.
and you're good with taking steps to manage that.
Mhm.
I really believe that you have what it takes, and you have the tools to keep building on this. Um, I wish you the best, and it's been really meaningful working with you. And I hope that maybe you won't have to come back, but if you
Yeah.
do, you know my information and
Yep.
we can take it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. This has been really just, I think, one of the best things I've done for myself. So
Yeah, no problem. Well, you take care and we'll talk soon.
thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.